And a lot of you had very juicy questions. So if you haven't yet, go grab yourself a drink, go grab yourself a snack, maybe some tea, because some tea will be spilled. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a Q&A. It's been a hot minute since I've done a Q&A here on my channel. So I decided, since we're in quarantine, I asked you guys some questions and I figured I'd just answer them and put them all in a YouTube video for you guys and answer away. Before we get started, if you're new here, my name is Yami. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you joined us. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you join the family, and make sure you hit that little bell so that you never miss a video. Also, before we get started, I did want to make one little note. So, since we are all in quarantine, and I know that they've lifted some laws in some states, however, I am staying home for the most part. No, for the entirety of the part. I'm not doing anything exciting, and I feel as though these day in the life vlogs, what I eat in a day, might get kind of boring. So if there's anything that you've been wanting me to talk about, or test, or do, let me know in the comments below, because I literally don't want to just have the same video posted over and over and over again. So again, if there's anything you want me to talk about, whether it be lifestyle or mindset or my clothing brand or supplements, let me know and I will definitely do that for you, since I don't have more time, but I do want to be able to provide valuable content to you and not just me in my house all day. So, with all of that said, let's get started into these questions. So I asked on Instagram, that's where I asked this Q&A, and a lot of you had very juicy questions. So if you haven't yet, go grab yourself a drink, go grab yourself a snack, maybe some tea, because some tea will be spilled. No, there won't. This is not a tea channel. We don't like that stuff, right? Okay, let's find these questions, shall we? Kind of nervous, so let's see what you guys had to say here. At what point in your life did your family move to the United States from the Dominican Republic? So I was 3, about to turn 4. I believe we moved to New York on June 24th, 1990, and my birthday is June 29th. I moved like 9 days before my 4th birthday. How did you know your fiance was the one? I love your content, by the way. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Honestly, you just know, and it sucks. Like, that's what the people tell you. Like, you just know. But Taz has been such a light in my life, and I don't necessarily like saying that I need someone, because that just says that you can't live on your own. So I like to say that I can't live without him. That doesn't make any sense, Yami. What am I trying to say? I'm saying that I don't need him, but I choose him. And I choose him because I want him in my life so bad that I can't imagine my life without him, if that makes sense. He's my best friend, my confidant. He has just been everything to me, my biggest support system. He keeps me sane. He brings me back down when I'm like a little frazzled, you know? But no, I just feel like when you know, you know. And it's just based on all the years we've been together. I know some people know in like a matter of 2 years. I mean, we did too, but I think that the fact that we've been together for so long, I mean, duh. I don't know if that answered your question, I'm sorry. What are some things you are most grateful about in your life at this time? Honestly, there's so much to be grateful for right now. I can just start rattling. A house, health, my healthy fiance, the fact that I have a fiance, my family's safety, the fact that I haven't been disrupted too badly from this coronavirus, and also Taz hasn't either. He's still working. They've still kept him on, and I mean, there's just so much to be grateful for. And I'll be honest, I was in such a funk today. I mean, I still kind of am, but I forced myself to make this video because I feel like when I talk to you guys and I just sit up the camera and start filming, I instantly get better because I love to do this. But sometimes I get into my head and it restricts me from doing the things I want. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but if you struggle with some of these things, you probably understand and you can relate to what I'm saying. But I'm grateful for a platform. I'm grateful for YouTube and the fact that it allows me to do this to you guys, allows me to post content for you guys and connect in such a way that was never even possible. It's just incredible the time we're living in right now, and I'm grateful for the community of people that have come together in a time of need, and just witnessing that. It's just been an incredible thing, especially at our church. We see a lot of people coming together and helping out as best as they can, and it's just been so humbling to see that when the world as a whole has been in such a negative state. Where does most of your income come from? Always curious about YouTubers and influencers. Okay, let's talk about some money. So I am not one of those influencers that are rolling in the dough. My income comes from one-on-one coaching, my app, Not Lavavi, and YouTube, and then sponsorships, and just the one-off brand deals that I get. I haven't been forced to go to get a job outside of what I'm doing, but sometimes of course it crosses my mind because I want to be able to fund my company and make it the best that it can be. But I've heard horror stories of people that want to do the same thing, and they go out and get a job, and they are so busy with that job that they forget about their passion and what they're working on in their business, and that's something that I cannot I just don't want to happen. So I've toyed with the idea of getting another job just so that we can be more financially stable. And honestly, it's not out of the cards for me. It might still happen, but at this current point in my life, I'm trying my best to put everything I have into my business and every aspect of it. But if there were an opportunity that came by that I could just not say no to, I'd probably take it, or I'd discuss the idea. So yeah. Someone asked, do the days feel shorter to you, or is it just me? Abso-freaking-lutely. So my schedule hasn't changed too much since I do work from home, but I feel like I'm getting so much done, and by the time it hits like 6 o'clock, I'm like, where did the day go? So I don't know if it's you. Tell me below in the comments, are the days flying by for you, or is it kind of dragging? I know that some of my friends, they're dragging, but others are also flying because they have so much work that they're catching up on. What is your favorite childhood memory? Wow. I have no idea. I had a really good, happy childhood, so I'm not sure. Honestly, it must have been something so simple as just like playing with my family in a park, that I wasn't really thinking about bills or my future, or being stressed by what society puts on us and where we should be. Like, I just feel like being a child is probably the best childhood memory, because as an adult, we're just inundated with so many things of where we should be in life, how much money you should be making, how many bills you shouldn't have, your student loans, like all of these things that really don't matter at the end of the day. But society and people have given them so much hold, and it affects us so much mentally that we don't have the bandwidth to kind of soak up the day for what it is, but we're so consumed with checking off things that we have to do as adults. I mean, I don't know where that's headed, but I hope that made sense. I just feel like as a child, you don't have all of the stressors of being an adult, because you're a child, you can't really take care of yourself at that point. But as an adult, we're just being flooded, with so many things that we don't have capacity to truly enjoy life as we did as a child, if that made sense. I hope it did. Okay, where are you from? I am from the Dominican Republic. I was born there, and then my family moved to the US when I was almost 4. When are you getting married? Has it been postponed? I don't even know. So as of right now, we are still planning on getting married on September 3rd in Mexico. However, I'm feeling so many different opinions. I know that it's in September, and it's kind of out there, but at the same time, I don't know if I have the heart to ask people to fly and be a part of something that might potentially put you in harm's way. So as of right now, we haven't really set up a backup plan. We haven't really done anything. The whole thing is very frustrating, to be honest, because you plan for this day your entire life, and some people can't have it. But I'm just trying to remember what the day is about, right? So the fact that I get to marry Taz, whether it's in September or next month or whatever. We are definitely getting married, but just it's a big question mark right now, because I did get an email from our resort saying that they're opening back up, or they're getting ready to open back up. But again, I just kind of feel some type of way asking people to travel when it doesn't seem like it's gonna get better, especially when they're opening up the states so early on. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. Will you guys stay living in Texas as of right now? Yes. New Lavavi collection? Question mark, question mark, question mark. When's the new Lavavi collection coming? Any news on Lavavi? Okay, so if you want to know about Lavavi, so I have really big plans for Lavavi. I'm not sure when the next launch is, simply because I am changing a few things around within the business. Being in the industry, I've learned a lot of things. I've seen things and I've heard of things, and I've just learned that it might not be the best thing. So I'm doing some things backstage where I can try to do better as a company. So depending on that is when we will launch next. The products are designed, everything is ready to go. I just need a few more samples, and I also need something else to be approved, or I'm waiting for something for me to approve it. And I'm really, really excited about that, because it's something that we've never done before, and I'm really, really excited about it. But it should be hopefully in the next couple months. I'm assuming in the next three months-ish. It's tough to say also, because you know how the world is right now, and fashion and manufacturers have not been at work. So yeah, let's just say 3 to 4 months, unfortunately. Where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? I kind of hate this question, because so much can change in a year. Like, look, so much has changed in 6 weeks or 8 weeks, however much we've been in quarantine. But in 5 to 10 years, I would hope that Taz and I are settled into a house. We have our first maybe 2 kids, and that's honestly what I see, and a successful career in my activewear line. So definitely having to do with family. So like, I want a family for sure in 5 to 10 years, and just stability in my clothing line. What is a piece of advice you'd give your 23-year-old self? Wow. At 23, I was definitely, I think, on my way to New York, and I had big dreams, and it ain't that serious. Honestly, I think that there have been so many things that I've been through and have gotten over, that I've given so much of my time and my energy and my tears, and just to remember that it's not that serious, and to never stop. I feel like my journey to what I've wanted has not been the easiest, and there have been moments that I want to stop, and I want to give up, and I want to try something different. But I know that I am on this path for a reason, and I know that God put me here for a reason, for a purpose, with a purpose, to serve a purpose, and I just don't want to stop until I get to that. I know that I didn't really answer your question, but I just feel right now where I'm at, that is literally what I've been repeating to myself, because it's so easy to just say, forget it, this just didn't work out, or this is enough for me, or I've made it this far. I just feel like I haven't made it yet, and I haven't been successful, and I just want to make myself proud. And I don't think I really talk too much about my failures or when things don't go right, but I know deep in my soul, like, the things that haven't gone right, or things I've tried learning that just don't come easy to me, or things that I have to keep repeating because they're just wrong. So it's very easy to give up, you know, but I want to prove to myself that I won't give up, and that I can that I can build a successful brand and a successful business. So, I mean, yeah, that's what I would say. But again, I probably didn't even answer your question, but yes, never stop. Just wanted to say that I love your feed. Oh, thanks. It's literally all workouts right now. So if you guys want to work out, check me out on Instagram. Okay, Next question. Are you still doing one-on-one coaching? Yes. So I'm a really bad salesperson, and I don't know. I just don't really promote it. But if you are interested in one-on-one coaching, I will have the link in the description box below so you guys can reach out and see if we're a good fit. What's next for Lavavi? Well, I kind of mentioned it, but so many things are in the works and I cannot wait to share them with you guys. I did say in one of my other videos to let me know if you guys want me to share the process or kind of just surprise you, because like I said, there's a lot of things changing and a lot of new things coming in that I would love to share with you guys if you're interested. But again, let me know if that's something that interests you, and that way I can start somehow figure out a way to share it with you guys without giving too much away. How do you feel about brands copying other brands? I feel a lot of things. You guys came in deep there. I feel a lot of things. Number one, I mean, I talked about this on Instagram a couple months ago, but I don't know how people can just slap their logo on a pair of leggings or tights or crop tops and call it theirs. And I mean, honestly, I know that there's a whole side of that business that's pretty much called wholesaling, that you know, buy a bunch of stuff and you just put your label on them, and that's wholesaling, which is fine. But if you're gonna do that, I would prefer that you say that instead of calling it your own brand, because there's a lot of brands out there that design their own stuff, make their own tech packs, like sweat, tears, everything behind it, that you know, it kind of feels like I'm doing it the hard way. If everyone's gonna just copy each other and just call it good and succeed, because that's the thing that I also like, I just don't understand from a consumer standpoint. I don't understand how a consumer that knows that a brand is copying another brand, how they're buying the brand that's being copied, like the brand that copied. And is it a price point thing? I just don't know. I don't know. I just can't figure out how that works, because like I said, and maybe it's because I'm in the business, right? Because I know all the hard work that goes into it. I know all the tears that I've been through, all of, like, it's a lot, guys. And there's these brands out there that are just, like I said, slapping their label on a piece of clothing, and they're massively successful just because of who they are. And it's just frustrating for me. But I mean, to each their own. If they feel comfortable doing that, then c'est la vie, and I will continue to do what I want to do. You know, if that is what works for them, then, you know, do it. I just don't agree with it, and I will continue to do what I'm doing, with hopes to succeed as well. And like I said, I always say there's room for everybody. But yeah, that's how I feel. Ooh, I saw you reposted a pic with Latika. Are you guys friends again? Yes, we are. She came to Houston a couple months ago, and we talked, and while we still have, you know, we don't obviously agree on what happened, but we've decided to try to mend the friendship, and it hasn't been the easiest thing. I mean, now it's easy, we're fine now, but during it, it's really hard to let go of things that you thought were right. But at the end of the day, you have to kind of pick what's more important. Is it being right or having this person in your life? And for me, it was having that person in my life. And unfortunately, it took time for us to kind of rekindle our friendship, and we no longer live in the same state, but it's better than nothing. And while we don't talk every single day, I know that she wishes me the best and I wish her the best, and I like being a part of her life again, and I hope she feels the same way. Okay, and last question. Actually, this is a pretty good question to end on. How has quarantine been for you? Well, you know, at first it was fine, because I stay home all the time pretty much, and I don't really venture out. I don't work from an office, but I think all of the changes that's been happening in the world has really affected me. I didn't realize how much so, especially when, you know, the wedding started being questioned and Taz working from home all the time. We had our premarital counseling session, and something she said that kind of like struck me was that I mean, it didn't strike me as like crazy, but I just didn't really think about it. I am looking for every type of human interaction from Taz. So what does that mean? So like, I don't talk to anybody day to day. So I'm looking for my friendship interactions through Taz. I'm looking for my romantic interactions through Taz. Like everything I am seeking from Taz because I'm not talking to anybody else. Like Taz is still having meetings with his team at work. He's still FaceTiming people. He's still communicating with the outside world. Whereas for me, if I talk to one person, if I see another face in a span of 24 hours, it's a big deal. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. So just think about that next time you like think about getting mad at your fiance or your family. Tensions are very high right now. So give yourself some grace throughout this entire thing, and maybe your significant other or your family member. But all in all, quarantine has been fine for me. I know that there are a lot of people that are worse off, and while I've had my moments, I've had some anxiety attacks. I had two anxiety attacks, and if you want me to talk about that, I can, but they haven't happened in a really long time, and something kind of just like imploded in me and just made me have that anxiety attack. But yeah, I mean, I'm in a much better place now, and I have to remind myself that God has a plan for everybody. As hard as it seems right now, we know that all of his plans are for our good. So I just try to keep that in the forefront of my mind, and I know that we're gonna all come out better on the other side. So that's the Q&A. If you have any specific questions that you want to ask me, let me know below. I'd love to continue this in the comment section below, but thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you and your families are well, healthy, and sane throughout this quarantine. As always, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one. I love you all so much.